Hey, what is happening everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be checking out the EZBook 3 Plus, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you notice here is the box is very simple and straightforward, nothing much going on here, it's just the box, the laptop, and the charger. Speaking of the charger, it's a 12-volt 2-amp charger, and it comes with this type of connector, not a Type-C. Moving on to the laptop itself, it feels pretty nice, pretty premium, it has to be for that price point, and it is pretty weighty. And before we get further, let's go ahead and get some peel therapy going. Alright, so the build quality is very good, it's a full aluminum build, it feels pretty nice, it's very solid, and we got a very nice and sleek jumper logo on the front. Take a look at the side here, we got an SD card slot, a 3.0 port, a headphone jack, as well as the charging port. And on the left side, we get another 3.0 port, as well as a micro HDMI. And on the bottom, we got another compartment here, and that compartment is the SSD. The 128GB SSD, and no, you cannot remove it because if you do, you'll void your warranty. And let's go ahead and open up the laptop. Can you open it with one hand? You kinda can, you just gotta shimmy it until it opens up. So, yes you can. Then you get this thing, you can throw that away, you can throw this away, and take a look at the laptop. The laptop feels pretty nice, and here's a quick keyboard feel test. And I gotta say, this is one of the best keyboards I have ever laid my hands on. It feels fantastic. The keyboard shortcuts are on the top here, very simple and easy to access using the FN keys. And overall, the keyboard layout is actually pretty good. I had a fantastic time working with the keyboard. The touchpad on the other hand, although it is very responsive, it is a bit too grippy and the buttons are kinda hard to press. That said, it should get better over time. Moving on to the top here, we got two microphones, stereo microphones, and the webcam. And yes, the Windows here is in English. And when you first turn on this laptop on, you'll be introduced to this touchpad blocker app. Basically, it will disable your touchpad when typing, and this is being used instead of a software driver. And right out of the box, you'll get 101GB of free storage. For specs, we have an Intel Core M3 processor, which if you don't know is a really power efficient processor, yet very powerful. Thanks to the built-in Intel HD graphics 615, you can actually play some games on it. We also have 8GB of RAM, 128GB of M.2 SSD storage, and a 1080p 14-inch panel. And this time it's not IPS, it's LCD. And we'll get to that in just a bit. But first, let's go ahead and play some games and see how it performs. Alright, so as you guys saw, the game performance on this thing is actually not too bad at all. For what this thing is, you are still able to play semi-casual competitive games like CSGO, Rocket League, and Overwatch. I did enjoy the game, and I was able to play it on those frame rates that you guys have saw with those settings that I have listed. So overall, you can actually get some enjoyment out of it when it comes to games. That said, I would totally recommend getting something else over this thing, and that would be the Xiaomi Air 12. Which pretty much almost has the exact same specs, except it is a much more refined laptop. Overall, you're going to be getting a much smoother experience with the Xiaomi Air 12. It has a much better display, it's an IPS display, it is coming from Xiaomi. But one thing with Xiaomi laptops or Ultrabooks is you're going to have to reinstall Windows since it only comes with the Chinese variant. But once all that's said and done, you're going to have yourselves one of the most incredible laptops or Ultrabooks in your hands. They are just amazing laptops, very refined, very awesome, fantastic displays, and amazing audio quality altogether. They make one of the most incredible Ultrabooks I have ever seen. They are just amazing, especially for the price point. That said, for the price point you are paying for the EZBook 3 Plus, you're actually getting some really good performance paired up with a really good keyboard. It is one of the most amazing keyboards. Once again, it does remind me of the good old ThinkPads, maybe better. That said, my only issue with this laptop is the display. The display is LCD, it's not IPS. It is the type of LCD that has horrible viewing angles. It's pretty bad to the point where you can actually notice the difference between 1 centimeter of difference when moving the display. You'll see the display's colors changing. But anyways, these are my initial thoughts about this thing. We're going to have a full review later on, but for now, here's what I think of this thing. It has performance, it has an SD card slot, very easy to upgrade the storage using the M.2 slot, and it has an incredible keyboard that you will totally love using every day. A pretty okay responsive touchpad, but I'll use a mouse anyways. But the only thing that kind of bugs me about this thing is the display. For the price point you're paying, I would expect an IPS display. That said, maybe that doesn't bother you, but that's what I think of it. So there you go. Should you get this thing? It really depends. I would still go for something else like the Xiaomi Air F12. Except that one doesn't have an SD card slot and you have to reinstall Windows. Doesn't have as much RAM. It's a bit more expensive, but you're getting a much more refined laptop. Of course, these are compromises. These are laptops that you're getting on the cheap. They all have their ups and downs, and some of them have better specs than expensive laptops that you find off the shelf in stores like Best Buy. So, there you go. These are my thoughts. Stay tuned for the full review and comparison. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.